right, welcome everybody. You notice I might have been a couple minutes late, and the reason I'm a couple minutes late is because I blame it all on Chad Smith podcast channel. I'm blaming it all on his channel. Why I'm a couple minutes late. Earlier on his channel, let me share the screen for a second. Let me share you the screen, and this is going to be actually, you know what? This is going to be part of the world news. Okay, I'm going to make this part of the world news when I'm going to talk about Chad Smith podcast channel. So, for the hell of it, you're going to see another intro right away because we're going to get right into this. We got a busy day. Here we go. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty will know. Scotty has to know. Scotty's gonna know. I'm gonna tell Scotty. Gonna tell myself. Scotty has to know. Scotty has to know. Scotty has to. Scotty has to. Scotty has to go. Scotty doesn't. All right. All right. Now, on his channel today, you know, people have guests all the time on channels. And, you know, most of the guests that we have on channels, on different channels, we never heard of before. And unfortunately, they had a guy on his channel called, let me go over here. His name is Ross Allison. And I got to tell you, what a kick-ass show today. I mean, this guy, his paranormal experience is off the hook, and I love his honesty on everything he was saying. It was so great. And this guy, he's in my backyard. He's in Seattle, and they do ghost tours and all that. And I was like, wow, man. And to the point where it was here. I'm trying to put the link to this video so you guys can watch the whole thing. Okay, there it is. There it is. This is the link to his channel. Okay, so that, wow. Oh, okay. I'm like, did my avatar change? That's right. On Twitter, I changed the avatar to Paranormal Highway. But on Paranormal Highway channel that used to be Gypsy Road, I kept that one so people know who I am until they get to know it. It was such a kick-ass to the point where I was such honored that Sonny, he's like, hey, let's get Eric on here, ask him a few questions. And they let me jump on to talk to him because this guy was interesting. You know, I'm gonna play the part of when I was on his channel on this weekend, because you guys need to check out the whole video because this guy is interesting. And I didn't even know that he did ghost tours in Seattle. And I looked it up, and he does Spooked in Seattle, tours, ghost hunts, and special events. He was also on with the Ghost Hunters in season 3 when they did a show up in Seattle. He was actually with it. I'm gonna rewatch the Ghost Hunters to see that thing. So, guys, check out. Go to a podcast channel and check it out. And there's the link. It's awesome. This weekend I'll play the clip that I was in there. I wasn't on there that long because, you know, it's not my channel. I didn't want to go over there and like I'm taking over the channel because I was asking him questions, and what I just like his honesty. You know, if he doesn't know, he doesn't know. You know, but he leaves the door open for all possibilities, and that's the best you can ask for. And that was the best. I mean, you know that. And now the bad thing was for myself. A lot of times in the morning, I look for weird news where I do on world news, you know, the internet stuff, not videos. And I was so intrigued with his show. I didn't do a good job on that. But, you know, it is what it is, right? So here, I found a few things. Let me see here. Let me share the screen. Apparently, if I could talk to aliens. If I could only talk to aliens, and I'll put in the link, the article to this what I'm seeing here to the link. Let's scroll down. On how to talk to aliens. Astronomy psychologists lay out challenges of communicating with beings who may be much smarter, don't share our computational system. Now, first of all, no duh, right? No duh. If we're talking to an alien, that means they got here in a machine. That they were able to fly here. Right there alone will tell you they're more advanced than us. Okay? All right? I mean, they're way more advanced for us if they're here. So, no doubt they're going to be smarter than us. Okay? In Steven Spielberg's 1977 film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T. communicate with humans through a Kathy 5-note sequence. I don't know how that actually. If I actually played the real Close Encounters, I'd probably get hit with the copyright. Right? Steven Spielberg don't play with that shit. You can't do none of his stuff without being copyrighted. But and then of course, E.T. talks. The movie Arrival. That was a really damn good movie. It's about how to learn how to speak their language. And of course, in the movie Contact, or I'm also thinking Species, where they use the number one way to talk to outside life is mathematics. And I really truly believe in that. Now, this guy, hold on. Luke Frank B. Bird, professor of science, has long argued the search for alien life should be taken more seriously in scientific circles. So this guy right here believes that the world should take it more seriously to talk to aliens. I'm going to tell you something. If there's anybody on this planet who's hiding as an alien, as a reptilian, like the show V, is this guy right here. I'm not making fun of him, but I don't know. If there's alien pretending to be human, this guy looks like he's an alien. So maybe he's fighting for funding to be able to talk more mathematically to the aliens because he is one. I mean, look at him. I'm not throwing him under the bus, but if there's an alien, it might be just this guy right here. He might be the alien. Anything interesting here? Black Hole Initiative. I mean, it's a pretty good article, but I didn't get to find Conan because I was actually watching Chad Smith channel when I should have been doing some work on this. But I just think this guy from Harvard is the alien. And of course, he's speaking out that we should take it more seriously. I mean, and actually, be honest with you, how, in a way, can you take it more seriously? I mean, is there a class that we could take on how to start with talking to an alien? Is it through music? Is it through certain words? Because here on this planet, we got what? Over 100 different languages? Just on one little planet? Where if you think to start with a language, everybody on this one planet should be speaking one language. And then we wouldn't have to worry about learning this language, learning that language. That person speaks 7 languages, 8 languages. I think we should just speak all one language. It just makes so much freaking easier. And it'll help out with the travel, right? Because I'm sure there's a lot of places that, like, man, do I really want to go to Japan? I do want to go to Japan. Or China. I can't read the streets, But if we're all under one language, hey, I might want to go there. The movie They Live. Exactly, They Live. This guy might be one. I might need... Oh, hold on. Let me see. Guys, right now, I'm going to see if that guy's an alien. Hold on. These are alien see-through glasses. Yes, that motherfucker's an alien. Yep, he's one of them. He's one of them. He is one of them. And all that. Connor's at work today, guys. And so there's no Connor on today. He's actually at work. But, once in a while, I do send a StreamYard just in case maybe his boss is gone or whatever. But it is. And oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, before we jump into the before we jump into the Bigfoot, let me share one more screen just in case if any of you are interested. Okay. Yesterday, I was testing out my camera, trying to get it better, adjust it better, and I did a show on my Horror Talk channel yesterday. It was meant for a test, but we actually, Danny was there. We actually, there was 5 of us, which small group, that's fine. Had some pretty good conversation, and we decided that the subject yesterday was about a list of movies, of horror movies that they consider scary and important to the world. So I said yesterday to Danny, to some other people that was in that chat, and we said, hey, you know what? Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to do another one where we come up with our own list. Not if they're scary or not, because every movie being scary depends on the person and their ability to, how scared they get. Some people get scared very easily. I don't. So saying how scary a movie is, it really depends on the individual person. But we're going to do a show today about the importance. What horror movies are considered important to us, to the world. And we're going to make this list ourselves with the people in the chat. So if any of you today wants to be part of that conversation of what horror movies are important to us, jump on over to Horror Talk. There's the link to that channel. You can subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. And, click that alert bell. And there ain't a lot of people that go to my Horror Talk channel. It's very few of us, and that's fine. I don't care. 3-4 people, man, we can have some great conversations just with 3-4 people. But if that's something that you're interested in, jump on. Jump on. That'd be cool. Why do I have...
Just before you see...
Oh. Okay, that's for later. Okay. So beyond that, guys, we are going to go right into it because I actually got 3 videos on the Bigfoot world that we're going to check out. Let me see here. Alrighty. The first video is technically true MSP searching for Sasquatch. Basically, what the title is, somebody fucking stole a Bigfoot statue. Seriously, somebody stole a Bigfoot statue. Let's find out. Let's hear the story.
State police are looking for Sasquatch in St. Joseph County. Well, at least the statue of it. Troopers tell us someone stole the Bigfoot statue from West End Road near Heimbach Road, just north of 3 Rivers. This happened on or around March 22nd. The 7-foot-tall Sasquatch statue is made of sheet metal and is a rusty brown color. The crooks that took it cut it off of a steel post. They might have been driving a white panel van with dark driver and passenger side windows. You should call state police if you catch Bigfoot anywhere around your neighborhood. So, Ellen, will it be tougher to find Bigfoot or the sun in the next few days?
Unfortunately, the sun, I think, is going to be harder to find. Good luck on the search as we look for Bigfoot, too. Yeah. But
now, the reason I play that just happened on April 6th. So you're talking, this happened yesterday, or it happened to me on the 5th, and the story came out yesterday, and I wanted to show it because somebody actually had the balls to steal a statue. They're probably using it for money, and it's in St. Joseph County. So if any of you live near that county, and you see a Bigfoot statue in somebody's front yard, they stole it. Call the police, get them arrested. You don't fuck with Bigfoot. Plain and simple. You don't fuck with the Bigfoot. That is messed up. That is not cool. Now, this next video is a guy telling a story about shots fired at a national park. There's no footage of seeing a Bigfoot or anything like that. But sometimes I like to hear stories in a way. And when you look at this guy telling the story, he looks good in a suit, you know, kind of a person that you would think that would not talk about a Bigfoot. So, you know, it's only like a minute and a half. It's nothing huge, but check it out.
So this just came in. Check it out. From Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, federal officials are investigating an incident involving at least one gunshot fired over the weekend at Mammoth Cave National Park that was prompted by an alleged sighting of Bigfoot. A spokesperson for the national park said law enforcement rangers responded about 2 a.m. Sunday to an incident involving a person with a firearm at one of the park's backcountry campsites. While the park did not release any additional information, a camper named Brad Ginn told News 5 that he and his girlfriend were there at the time. Ginn said the two went to sleep around 11 o'clock and woke up about 1 a.m. to people shining flashlights on their tent. The couple exited their tent to find a man and his young son approaching. According to Ginn, the man explained that something had destroyed his campsite and that he kept hearing strange sounds. So he was going to investigate because this is Bigfoot country. Ginn's girlfriend claimed she heard the same shots. The man reportedly showed the couple his gun and told them they heard gunshots, they should run. Well, told them if they heard gunshots, they should run. Ginn and his girlfriend returned to their tent. Said about 5 to 10 minutes later, they heard at least one gunshot. The man and his son returned to the couple's tent and stated that Bigfoot had emerged from the woods and approached him, so he fired his weapon. Due to the bizarre circumstances, Ginn said he and his girlfriend immediately packed up and left their campsite. That incident is still under investigation by park law enforcement officials.
Now, the question is that true? I mean, I'm not saying it's not true that a guy pulled out his gun out and shot, but is he using a Bigfoot story as an excuse? I mean, is he a mean guy? Like got pissed off? Sorry about that. Got pissed off at the girlfriend or something, shot in the air, or drunk, shot in the air, and made up that whole excuse? I mean, I don't know. But I mean, if a Bigfoot's coming near you, I mean, yeah, I can see shooting in the sky to scare him off. I mean, that's, you know, as long as you're not pointing at him, unless he's going to attack you and you have no choice. Or was he drunk? Was he just, you know, sometimes, you know, people say stupid things to get out of it. You know, I'm just saying. Now, this other story about a guy who actually shot at Bigfoot, according to this story, I think it's kind of messed up. When you see this video, I think it's kind of messed up. It's called The Search for Bigfoot in Round Rock. So this happened in Round Rock.
One little girl isn't playing nice. All this week, we've been sharing local ghost stories. And
whoa,
for this, what makes ghost stories.
Hold on. That's the wrong one. Did I not? Hold on a second. Did I not put that video up? I might have done a rookie thing. Hold on. The search. Oh, here it is. I found it. My bad.
Here's a question for you, Mike. Is Bigfoot hiding out in Round Rock? Well, it sounds a little silly, but new evidence has some people on the lookout.
Really? The Night Beat's Brandon Jones went out to Brushy Creek Trail to investigate.
Well, if you come out to the Brushy Creek Trail in Round Rock, you will see signs posted about Bigfoot. Is it just a warning, or is it the city of Round Rock having a little fun? Tonight, we're going to let you decide.
What is that? Oh my gosh, please tell me you're getting this. Are you getting this? Yeah, I'm videotaping it.
Okay, let's slow this tape down and just look at it for a second. Sure, it's grainy, the volume is a little distorted, and it resembles video quality from the 1980s. But if you look at it closely, that large shadow you see galloping through the woods in Round Rock is believed to be Bigfoot. Yep, that guy. That's half man, half ape.
It's just a myth.
No one knows everything about the world, and there's still unknown species that scientists haven't undiscovered yet.
If that's true, Bigfoot is going to have to physically show up and greet 10-year-old Riley Hernandez.
Show me the pictures and I may believe.
Here are those photos, Riley. This is one huge footprint found along the Brushy Creek Trail Father's Day weekend. More evidence keeps popping up. Bigfoot seemed to have left some hair behind.
See, it looks a little bit muddy, so it looks like Bigfoot may not be the neatest person.
But he sure is someone who likes to play hide and seek.
All right, so we just left Freeman Park. We drove about...
Just in case you didn't know, Round Rock is actually in the state of Texas. So if you live in the state of Texas, that's where Round Rock is.
10 miles here to Old Settlers Park, where there have been sightings of Bigfoot as well. So the big question right now is, how is he not being seen? Maybe there's more than one? I don't know. We could have a Bigfoot family here in Round Rock.
If that's the case, he better get ready to get up close and personal with some of his fans. City leaders say they plan to reveal more evidence in the next few weeks.
I'm just wondering if we could actually get Bigfoot himself to show up at the event.
Or maybe he'll just leave Round Rock altogether and show up somewhere else when you least expect it.
So if you see Bigfoot out and about in the community, make sure to take a photo and use the hashtag #RRSightings. Just remember not to drop your camera. In Round Rock, Brandon Jones.
That's kind of cool. Now, actually, in the beginning of the video, you heard me say I'm playing a video about a guy shooting at Bigfoot. I forgot. That video was copyrighted. I'm not allowed to. There was a guy that actually saw Bigfoot from a car. He was talking to a newscaster, saw Bigfoot from the car. The Bigfoot was not going towards him. And this guy shot at Bigfoot. The Bigfoot even said, Bigfoot. And the guy is asking, why you shot at Bigfoot? I don't know. My reaction was just to grab the gun and shoot at him. And he asked him, why didn't you take your camera? Because I wasn't taking that. And he admitted that the Bigfoot was not going towards him, was not chasing him or scaring him. He took a shot at Bigfoot. If that story is true, what a fucking bozo. I mean, that's the wrong kind of hunter. You know, shoot at things. He probably poach. He probably shoots deer without license. I mean, if a Bigfoot just walking, doing his own thing, why would you shoot at him? I mean, that's something like that should be manslaughter. And I wish I could show that video, but maybe I could get you guys the link. Let me see if I can find that link to that video I'm talking about, and you guys could watch it on your own. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find that link. Paranormal visits, or maybe I'll find it. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Let me just step on it. The video was called Bigfoot Files, Justin Kill Site, and it's a video that I can't show you because it's copyrighted and I'm not allowed to. So, but if you want to see this creep, this is the link to the video. Just a plain ass creep. Check it out after the show. That a guy says he took a shot at Bigfoot. Wasn't even attacking him. I mean, that's the wrong kind of people. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. Now, if anybody's here from Texas, have you heard of Round Rock, and have you heard of, you know, stories of Bigfoot out in the Round Rock area? You know, I'm sure Sasquatch and Cowboy been out to Round Rock. I wish he was here so I could ask him. But beyond that, guys, let's move on over to the paranormal. Yeah. Okay. Anyone who shoots blindly for no reason is not good. No. And of course he tells the reporter in this video that if you could do things differently, everybody says that, right? You know, I'm sure Will Smith says if I could do things differently, I would have slapped Chris Rock. You know, everybody uses that same bullshit lie. but your true personality of a person came out. And I would never want to go Bigfoot hunting or anything with a guy like that. I don't care if somebody says, well, Eric, he's actually, he's a really good investigator. I don't care if he's a good investigator, researcher. He took a shot at something, he admitted it, and said that, the creature was doing nothing at him. I'm sorry. I don't like that. Okay, the first one is paranormal. Haunted Heartland, the Sally House in Atchison. So let's check it
Are
out.
the urban legends that
Hold on. Here we go.
One little girl isn't playing nice. All this week, we've been sharing local ghost stories and the history that comes with them. Tonight, we've saved the most notorious spot for last. KCTV5's Nathan Vickers takes us inside the Sally House in Atchison for one last scary story.
part of what makes ghost stories fun are the urban legends that come with them. For this last story, we went to a home in Atchison that scares even the ghost hunters. That's why we visited during the day. From the outside, it just looks like a plain white home. But inside the Sally house, there's definitely a creepy vibe that lives up to its reputation.
The Sally house has just gained fame over the last several years.
Andrea Clements works with the Atchison Chamber of Commerce, which manages the house, where Dr. Charles Finney lived in the 1870s.
The bottom floor was basically the doctor's office, his examination rooms, and surgery rooms, operating rooms.
Legend has it a frantic mother brought her dying daughter here over a century ago.
Her appendix did burst while she was on the table and she passed away.
Today, the story goes that the spirit of a little girl named Sally now roams free. From the creepy cellar to an upstairs room filled with toys. But Sally often doesn't play nice.
There's been tons of reports, mainly by men, who experience being scratched.
This room definitely gives me the willies.
Even the professionals are wary.
So what we're learning is so far about this haunted house is the girl ghost does not like men. So if you're a man, you're screwed.
Of this place.
Sally House has gotten to me.
Elijah Buchholz has spent several nights here with his team at Apex Paranormal Investigations.
There's definitely something in this home, and it's something that shouldn't be taken lightly.
Yeah, you can play with the toys.
In Sally's room, balls and toys have reportedly moved on their own.
If Phil and I go to the basement, will you communicate with us?
Buchholz sent us recordings from some of his investigations, which also include mysterious footsteps at night.
It was pretty disturbing. It was very disturbing.
But the strangest thing about the legend of Sally,
It's really hard to sort fact from fiction,
is that most of it's not true.
There was never a young girl by the name of Sally who lived in town.
Sean Daly is an anthropology professor at Lehigh University who's researched the history of the home.
Really, up until about 1992, when a family with the last name Pickman moved into the house, there's no activity associated with that house.
But even he believes there's something creepy here.
Yeah, weird stuff happens in that house. We've had objects move. We've had people get scratched. We've had window blinds open and close themselves. We've had things talk to us.
The current owners even leave the
First of all, I like this guy because you can see he did his research and he searched for the name and there's no existence of this name. But he's not debunking about the stuff that's going on in his house. He's saying they're real, but the name that associate to has not been found, but it doesn't mean that a visitor named that got hurt there. I mean, not everything gets recorded properly, but the guy did do his research, and that's what you're supposed to do on these investigations.
Radio on to keep Sally happy.
They determined that Sally liked the radio, and from now on, we leave the radio on.
A joint discussion.
That's the fun thing about ghost stories. In some ways, they're more about the living.
They're a part of cultural beliefs around the world. It's something we as human beings all share.
If you stay multiple nights, it will get worse.
Atchison welcomes the legends, and skeptics brave enough to visit for themselves.
When we have consistent reports from people that align, then you really feel like something feels like it's happening here.
Halloween night is almost here, but even after, you can still tour the Sally House and some of the other historic haunts we've shown you this week. To find out how, visit KCTV5.
All right, the Sally House is near Kansas City. So if anybody who lives near Kansas City, check it out. Spend a night. Come on, according to the host of the house, says that the strange things gets a little more and more intense when you stay there longer. So somebody should stay a week there. Go have some fun. I think it'd be fun. I would do it in a heartbeat if I could. So guys, next story. Is the Titanic exhibit haunted? The Titanic exhibit itself, is it haunted? Let's find out.
And this morning, we're taking an inside look at the Titanic exhibit currently on display at the Grand Rapids Public Museum. And we're trying to answer one spooky question. Is it haunted? Now, while you were sleeping, our own Tom Hillen was locked inside the museum with a team of paranormal investigators working to answer that very question.
It's a little after 11 p.m. Friday night, and setup for the investigation is underway.
We are going to have 4 stationary cameras set up.
Investigators, they don't just watch, they also listen.
We're setting up digital audio recorders, and we've got 3 of them we're going to place at kind of different intervals within the big whole building that this exhibit exists in. And the hope there is that when we go back and listen to them after tonight at a later time, that we might hear voices or sounds that were not there when we were listening.
It's just after midnight, setup is finished, and now it's time for the investigation to begin.
We have a green light in front of us on the floor. If you can walk close to it, it will light up to let us know that you're present.
The investigators just finished really round 1 of the investigation, asking any spirits that may be in the Titanic to come out and try to communicate in any way. So far, no signs.
The investigation continues. New team members go out into the exhibit as others stay back to monitor what is happening.
During the second round of the investigation, I spent time in here, really the command post, if you will, where half of the investigators head out into the exhibit while the other half stays in the command center to see if they can spot anything on the cameras.
So after hours locked inside, what did we see? And is the exhibit haunted?
Appeared to may have seen some type of shadows moving throughout the exhibit. Just hoping that we can capture some type of solid evidence to back it up.
So at this point, can you say whether or not this exhibit is haunted?
Not until we go all the way through all the evidence.
And the investigation will continue. The team has hours worth of video and audio to bring back to analyze to see if they can either debunk or prove whether or not this exhibit is haunted. At the Titanic exhibit at the Grand Rapids Public Museum, Tom Hillen, 24-Hour News 8.
And
all right, it's interesting, right? Because for the sake of it, it's haunted. Let's just say for the sake of it, it's 100% haunted. Is it because the items are attached to a ghost? The ghost came with the items that are there from Titanic? Because we all know the tragedy of Titanic. We don't need to talk about the tragedy of Titanic. Or is the building that they're in has always had a haunting, and it just happened that, you know, they have the Titanic stuff there? Or is the haunting manifest by people? You know what I mean? People going into the Titanic thinking, well, there's probably ghosts attached to all the items, and they kind of manifested there. They created the haunting in a lot of ways. I mean, I've heard stories about that. So, you know, there's a lot of different directions if you're going to say that it is 100% haunted. I can't tell you that because I'm not there. I'm not looking at the evidence. You know, no evidence is real unless the evidence came from you yourself. Okay? Because we're just taking word of somebody else that what they're showing us is real. It's a trust factor. It's all about trust. Trusting the people who you're getting this information from. So, It's a question. Let me see here. Let me see if anybody says anything. Even the ground could have a bunch of history. Exactly, the ground itself. So, we can't assume, if you think it's truly haunted, we can't assume it's all because the Titanic. There could be a lot of reasons why a certain place is haunted. And that's where the research comes in. You got to go beyond the Titanic. It just might have been just lucky that the Titanic just happens to be in there. And of course, we all know thousands of people died that night on the Titanic. Even Jack, king of the world, died that he couldn't jump on that little board that's on the water with Rose, and Rose just like let him drown, Guys, you guys remember that scene with Rose? Rose, you must go on. You must go on. Rose, you got a life to live. And then, of course, and watching that Titanic movie, right? And Rose, Jack is the love of his life. But she ends up marrying somebody else and have kids. And when Rose dies, who's on top of that stairs? Jack, not her husband. Man, if I was Rose's husband, I'd be fucking insulted. Be pissed. That one man you met for a week on a boat is the love of your life, and he's the one that shows up on those steps when you died, and not me. You guys actually think about that. Wouldn't that be the shit? Right? Okay, for example, I've died, right? I died. And so far, I've been with my wife for 25 years, right? I died. She dies, right? And we, there's an afterlife, which that'd be awesome. And you're on the steps waiting for your wife to walk up to you so you can walk away into heaven, limbo, whatever other world there is. But and standing next to you is a boyfriend from school or something, that her true love of the life, and she takes off with that guy. Wouldn't that just be the most shittiest thing in the afterlife ever? Wouldn't that be bad? I don't know. I'm just saying. I just remember watching Titanic. I'm like, man, Jack, what if she got married and had kids? To get, a man that father your kids, and it's not like you divorced him. You guys lived together until he passed away, and he's not the love of your life. Man, sorry. I'm sorry. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. But oh well, we live in that world, right? Not everything seems what they're supposed to be seeing. All right, let's go on to the UFO. All right, we got somebody from Twitch. Captain Picard. Like that name. I've actually going to start watching that season soon. I haven't actually watched it yet. Hopefully it's good. Best followers, primes, and viewers, mountain viewers, remove the space. Okay, that's good to know. All right, this first UFO from the archives. This is from the archives of 2007 interview with the UFO guy at a Hare Airport. And I was watching this old interview, and a little bit kind of reminded me of, reminded me of some people that I do know. And I was listening to them talking to this guy interviewing, and it just cracked me up. I don't know why I've never seen this interview. I should have. Most of you people in the UFOs probably seen this video. And it just kind of cracked me up. So let's check it out.
Some viewers have pointed out, with all these billionaires launching themselves into space, it might be a good time to bring back WGN's very own UFO guy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen this. From 2007, our very own Juan Carlos Van Hool was reporting and interviewed this guy at the airport.
What do you think? Do you believe in UFOs?
Oh yeah, yes sir, definitely. They're out there, man. I seen them. I've been out there, Aurora, Texas. They got them little graves and stuff. Yeah, I've been out there, and
I love this guy.
I know I'm planning a trip. We're going out to like Arizona or something and figure something out. Or not Arizona. What was it? Yeah, it was Arizona, right? Air Force One, where they found all that stuff. I got pictures of Aurora. I seen grave sites. They're out there, man. And I'm flying in the plane. I'm always hallucinating, but who really knows what I'm looking at? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Well, but
I
there's
love
no
this
proof
guy.
of this. Just people's accounts.
You're right. There's no proof, but I mean, there's no proof of Jesus or, people go in the restroom until they tell you about it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just kind of the way I see things.
All right, so you believe it then?
Oh, definitely.
Do you think there's like little green men out there?
No little green men, sir.
No? Well, what do you think there is out there?
Who knows, dude? They could be made of water. I don't even know.
Water?
Water, man. You heard the man. Water. They could be made of anything. Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial, you mean?
The extraterrestrial.
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 There you go.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen the full.
Have we ever tried to track this guy down?
We should.
I don't know if Juan Carlos ever got, I think Juan.
I love that guy. I don't know about you guys. I love that guy. He's just so free speaking. And that's supposed to be back in 2007. He looks like a character that I watched in the 1973 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? He had that look. I just love how free he is. Alien's water. So, guys, you're drinking that water, you might be drinking alien water. I love. Hey, we all say people need to be open-minded. Well, that guy is truly open-minded. And I thought that was awesome. I was thinking that I know a lot of people in the UFO community probably seen that guy before. I don't know, but if you haven't, hopefully that was a treat for you because that guy is thumbs up. I want to get a hold of that guy and bring him on the show. Oh my God, how fun would it be to talk to that guy for 2 hours? Man, him and Dr. Wu. Oh man, I would pay for them a one-on-one interview. That would be something to see. So beyond that, guys, this next video is deputy fired over UFO investigation. Apparently, there's a UFO investigation, and this deputy got fired. Why? Let's find out. Colorado.
A volunteer El Paso County Sheriff's deputy speaking out tonight after being fired from his job. The sheriff's office says he publicly contradicted their official report on a horse mutilation case last summer. But the deputy says he never represented himself as a deputy in public reports. Here's reporter Andy Cohen with our balanced coverage on a story you'll only see here.
Chuck Sikowski has been a volunteer deputy with the El Paso County Sheriff's Office for 8 years. He was fired last month, according to his termination letter, because of his, quote, conducting paranormal and unidentified flying object investigations and publicly contradicting an official investigation. The incident in question appears to be the horse mutilations that took place at the Schneider Ranch near Rush last August. Zukowski disagreed with the official findings and said so in both his blog and an interview with the Denver TV station.
I know that in the letter it says I contradicted their statement, but I didn't contradict them per se, where I mentioned El Paso County Sheriff's Department was wrong. I've never, ever done that.
In fact, in both reports, he's identified as a paranormal investigator and never disagrees with the Sheriff's Department by name. But this article, posted at the website thehorse.com, clearly identifies him as a reserve deputy. Zukowski says he never represented himself to the author as a deputy and doesn't understand why he wasn't questioned about the report before he was fired.
I would have liked to have the opportunity to go in and defend myself rather than just have a couple deputies show up and take my badge and my ID and my gun.
We asked the sheriff's office for comment so we could get the other side. The public information officer told us she couldn't comment specifically on this case because it's a personnel matter, but she did say that employees and volunteers are held to the same standards.
The code of conduct or the expectations of our reserve staff or any of our volunteers for that matter is absolutely the same as it would be for our paid employees, our sworn or our civilian employees.
Zukowski says his supervisors never told him which policy he specifically violated. We searched the county's rules of conduct and discovered one provision that limits employees from criticizing the sheriff's office, but the rule doesn't extend to off-duty, private conversations.
Do you feel like this was just about, that your termination was specifically because the sheriff's office didn't like what you were doing in your spare time?
I think there's probably people within the sheriff's department that may have issues with that.
Andy Cohen, News First 5.
And I don't know.
By the way,
there's a couple things here. Juan Torres, you are 100% correct. I've never heard of volunteer cops too. Never heard of that. That's one thing. But I do believe part of the reason they want to get rid of them, I mean, technically they call him a volunteer cop, so it wasn't like a full-time employee, because what he does investigate, the paranormal, the UFOs and stuff, and that's why so many people are afraid to bring things up at work because of being let go. Myself have been told by a couple supervisors that they heard that I have done paranormal YouTube kind of shows and stuff, and they wanted me to go and get rid of me because they're afraid that I'm too open-minded. I'm not open-minded, but I speak my mind. I would tell too many people of, I don't know, wrongdoing. I don't know. So for myself, I kind of experienced that himself. And it's sad that that's the way it is, right? I mean, did he see something with the cows got mutilated? He had a theory. And even as crazy as theories are, shouldn't you write all your theories? Shouldn't you, who's investigating this, have every person's theory on their investigation to leave nothing out? There's things that we can't even explain that's not paranormal in this world, that we can't explain certain things. So there's something here. And I don't know the case personally. I've never read the case files and papers. I'm sure they're never going to do it. And it's not like the police station will ever tell you the truth. Nobody ever going to tell you the truth. But they will hide the truth. And now when that guy goes out, tells a story, oh, he's just a disgruntled worker, got let go because he's crazy, he's nuts. They'll make him out in the public like he's a nut job, and he's not. He's more open-minded than any other person on that force. And I don't know, if I was an investigator, I want somebody with me who 100% is open-minded to all possibilities. Not to the point that you're going to judge an important investigation because you lead towards one way or the other. But somebody who is open-minded, that's going to have a great thought process, trying to find out the truth is. Even as crazy as theories are. It is. Let me see. Yes, Eric, they had Bud, glad you came. Okay. You should join the channel. You can usually find me there. Okay. I've heard of volunteer deputies. Cool. I've never heard of volunteers deputies, and I learn something every day. So Sean G has heard of volunteer deputies. I mean, of course, I heard of volunteer firefighters and stuff, but never in a world of a cop, because I don't know. I would think that if you're a volunteer policeman, yet you'll let it go to your head and you think you got more power than you have, I would think there'd be a lot of issues if you open that up. Not saying a person can be a fantastic volunteer, but there's a lot of bad people out there, and then there's a lot of people who take power too much to their heads, and they start changing. So about that, a guy that murdered a bunch of people in Nova Scott during the wild rampage has volunteered, had a retired cruiser uniforms, and went out and killed a bunch of people as an officer. Wow. See? Right there. But beyond that, guys, let's have some fun and let's hit that Mandela effect when I could ever find my intro. For some reason, I can't find it, but here it is.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. Luke, I am your father.
All right, guys, strap yourself for this one. This is from Mandela Affected channel. It's called Cows Udder Placement, Length, Teats, Stomachs, Time Travel Multiverse. So strap yourself and get ready for a lot of information. So just have some fun, kick back, get some popcorn, and let's check this one out.
I've just got to say this. I was looking for some pictures to help get the message across and illustrate what I'm saying. And I also spotted a couple of other anomalies, which is the cow's udders are now situated right at the back of the cow, in between the legs, right under the backside. In fact, even further back, if you like. And also cows are a quarter of the size longer in length. So I just wanted to add them. There's a lot of other little things as well, but I'm not going too deep with it on this one. Just to say that this is my favourite Mandela effect at the moment. I've got just under 3,000 of them that I've written down now. Some of them are brilliant, but this one, I've been playing with this one. I've asked over 50 people about cows, about the udders and that. And the answers that I get, they're brilliant. They come out with all sorts of crazy things. They've got seven teats, 5 teats, 3 teats, 1 teat. Yeah. Well, 1 teat's obviously a bull, but you know, they don't even think of it. They just come out with it, and then they'll justify it. You know, I love it. They get angry. It brings out all them attributes, all them characteristics of people that aren't affected with the Mandela, how they try to justify what they believe is correct and how you're so wrong. And I love it. I absolutely love this one. It's brilliant. Ask as many people as you can, because it is fantastic. I couldn't believe when I started off with this one, asking people the bizarre answers that I got back. I thought everyone would say, oh, it's 4, it's always been 4 here. What are you on about? No, didn't really get that. I was very, very surprised. So have fun with this one. Play around with it and tell me on the comments what sort of replies you're getting, what sort of answers, not just what sort of answers like, oh, such a body said 4. Tell me the bizarre things, how they said it to you, what the temperament was, how it rattled them, how badly they tried to justify their answer as opposed to yours. It's crazy, but I absolutely love this one. It's my favourite one by a mile. Absolutely love it. I'll always be speaking to this one about people because they are trying so hard to justify what they're saying, and I love it. Brilliant. Enjoy.
Now this is a bit of a strange one. It's about cows. How many udders does a cow have? It has 1 udder. How many teats are on that udder? Is it 4 or is it 6? Well, here it appears to be 4, but I always remember 6. I remember the pantomime plays where you'd have a glove, a latex glove, and you'd tie it around, but you'd always be a teat short of a 5-fingered glove. You'd be a teat short. I remember a conversation with a friend, and he was on about gluing another thumb bit on. Well, why would he say that? I remember being at primary school and going to a farm and milking them. We all had to go at milking a cow, and we all had to go at putting these suction cups on so that the machine could automatically, you know, secrete the milk from the cow. Also, cows have 6 stomachs, as I remember it. I do not remember a cow having 4 stomachs. So, So, if you remember a cow having 4 stomachs and 4 teats, thumb this one right down. If you recall a cow having 6 teats and 6 stomachs, thumb this one up.
I don't know about you guys. I love it. I love it. You know, because I actually lived in outside of Fresno, a town called Kerman. We live in cow farms. I mean, we have cow farms all over the place, and I remember people milking cows all the time, and you know, it's you know, I mean, I never really stared too much. I mean, I've actually milked a cow before. We all done it. And not all of us done it, but in my high school, FFA was part of our school. We had a farm. Our school, Kerman, actually had a farm in the back. And part of one of your classes, if you have this class, you go out and you learn about farming. I mean, it makes sense. We live in the valley, in the California Valley. And part of learning about the farming is milking the cow. So everybody in class, in school, actually milked a cow in school. We milked the cow in school. As crazy you think that sounds to you, but you got to understand that Kerman was in the middle of the valley. It was the middle of farmlands, cows, you know, vegetables. I mean, dude, I grew surrounded with grapes for years. When I moved to Washington, I couldn't eat grapes anymore. I mean, I had so much grapes growing up. I mean, I can't eat cantaloupe. I can eat grapes now. Cantaloupes, I cannot eat anymore. Cannot eat cantaloupe. Where we lived, a lot of cantaloupes, and it just makes you think and open your mind. Like, wow, I never thought about how many does a cow have. It's just something that you don't think about. And watching Mandela affected, you could see how passionate he was on it, that how he grew up, and trying to find the truth is not easy. It's not easy, you know. Who can you believe? Who can you trust? And a lot of times, if you don't know the person, you know, I kind of look at their body language, right? How is he saying it? You could tell when somebody doesn't care. They're just doing it for a story. You know, cow has 6 things, you know, 4. But he's very passionate on this one. And that's the way you should be on your research, on your something. Be passionate. Like, you know, I have talked to Sean G before, you know, on his channel. I called in on his channel and stuff. And there's certain things that you could tell that Sean G is extra passionate for. When he sends his pictures, like when he sent pictures in an email to me, he was very passionate about that picture. So, and that passion is, he believes there's something there. And that's good enough for me to research more because of the passion. You know, do you agree with everything that maybe Bigfoot Anon has says? No, but you'll look into it because he's passionate on what he's talking about. I'm not saying you have to believe in every single thing that somebody has to say, but when somebody's so passionate about something, there's something there. It makes you want to research. That's why they say that passion is like a drug, you know. When you feel it, you just know it. And like, oh, let me see here. Happy Feet Girl, 4 stomachs here. Cool. Question, all that is okay. I dig it. Okay. Isn't it? I know that some women have been born with 3 breasts. I'm sure there has been. I mean, there's, you know, I'm sure that probably has happened. You know, I mean, I don't know back of my hand, but I'm sure that could have happened. Danny, same in South Carolina, Future Farmers of America, FFA, all those horrible hillbilly classes. Yeah. See, some high schools are connected to a barn. I mean, you know, and a lot of my family, worked on farms. I mean, we were in farm country. Fresno is farm country. It's the valley. Most percentage of food around the world comes from the farm. Sounds like a weird Monty Python skit. Cantaloupe with a side of spam. You know, Eric stuck on the island with only cantaloupes to eat. Oh God, I cannot stand cantaloupes. Can't eat it. I won't eat it. Good stuff movie. Horror Trollers Up. Danny, my grandma taught 4-H. Wow. So guys, I think that was a great video. I love his passion, and it's making you think. And now I never even thought about a Mandela effect on a cow, but now I do. And now I'm actually going to go out and do my own research, and I'm probably go to his chat and give him my opinion. You know, it gives me an idea of where to go. And now remember, guys, today, 3 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be doing a live stream on my Horror Talk channel. And I know Danny put the link in there already too, but I'll put the link again. And we're going to make our own list of what horror movies are important to us. And there's no true top 10. I mean, every movie is your opinion on how it shapes you and all that. I mean, I'm sure, you know, I was born in the 70s. Movies that are important to me are probably going to be mostly the later 70s and the 80s and some of the 90s. And I'm sure somebody in the 90s are going to be movies that are more closer to the 00s, the 2010s. So everybody's going to have different levels of what movies are important to us. But it's a fun conversation. It's a lot less people. And I noticed that there's a lot less people watching today. I noticed that. And for good reasons. There's good reasons. Our good friend on Tech's Front Porch, which I'm going to be on the 14th, has a really good guest on his channel today. He's got Dave Scott from Space Out Radio that's on his channel right now. So I know a lot of people are over there watching. So that just, shows that there's not a lot of love for me. Not a lot of love. But that's all right. I don't need a lot of love. The people that are here right now, I appreciate you. And for one last thing, Sean G, when's your next show? Let me see here. Sean G, Chasing the Truth. When's your next show? Today is Thursday. Let's see here real quick. Let's see what Sean Chasing the Truth. Sean G. Let's see. Let me type in Chasing the Truth. Sean G. See here. You had a show yesterday and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So he's having a show on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern at 6 o'clock. Sean, and all you guys on the East Coast, all you guys start your shows at 9 on the East Coast. And that's 6 p.m. my time. Don't you guys know 6 p.m. is a lot of times? I mean, I want to go to every channel that I can, but 6 p.m. is always the hardest for me, my time, because that's when I got to make dinner, got to make food, got to feed the family. It's just a sad thing. Family's got to get fed. But I do try. But and I understand you live on the East Coast. You can't start your show at midnight. That makes it 9 p.m. my time when I'm basically free at 9. I know that's kind of hard, but everyone have a great day. Take care. Hey, thank you for stopping by at Bustamante. That means a lot. Thank you. Friday will be at 10 p.m. soon for my co-host. Hey, that makes it 7. Actually, Sean G, actually for me, that makes it a lot easier for me. Because between that 6 and 7, I'm making food. Then Danny Staten from 8 to 10 It's horrible time wrestling on SmackDown on everybody here watching wrestling. I get that. I get that, Danny. I get that. And my friend Shelly, I don't see in the chat, and she actually sent me a letter. And Shelly, if I see you live, I'm gonna give you a shout out. But thank you so much. The letter you sent me is awesome, and thank you, Shelly Morrison, for attributing to the show. I mean, it means a lot. You know, it truly does mean a lot. And right here, you can see that the video looks a lot better than I'm on when I was experiencing the last month. Because of the people who donated to the channel, I was able to get this camera so I could look better, more clear. Now I don't know if that's a good thing to see this face clear, because I might scare half the people off. But because people tribute to the show, that every dollar does go back to the channel. And so people who tribute, Shelly, thank you so much. And I just want to shout out, you know, and everybody who shows up, everybody who's here. Not a lot of people today, but thank you to every single one of you who took time out to watch even 5 minutes. I mean, I wake up sometimes amazed that even one person wants to watch. It really trips you out in a lot of different ways. And, you know, believe it or not, I know some people that will not watch if Dr. Wu, my brother's not on here and stuff. There are people like that, you know, and there are people like that. Now, Dr. Wu's awesome. He's my brother. He's awesome. I love his show. Yeah, everybody who goes to his channel, watches the show, no, you better get some popcorn. You better get some beers because you don't know what you're in for. You know, Happy Feet Gal, you tell people, Danny, you tell people that you never know what to expect when you go onto his channel. But Juan Torres will tell you, you don't know. But seriously, I appreciate it. And if any of you guys want to come back later today at 3 p.m. Pacific time on the Horror Talk channel, we're going to talk some horror movies. It's always a good time because it's a way smaller crowd, even smaller than this. We have fun time talking about horror movies, and I'm gonna find out for myself, from people like you. If Juan Torres is there, I love to hear what movies are important to you. Dina P, I love to hear what movies are important to you. Jordan, important to you. Danny, Ida, I want to know what movies are important to you guys. It's all going to be different, and that's fine. That's awesome. So beyond that, guys, seriously, have a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll see you guys later.